Hello and welcome to another video. Today's video I'm gonna explain the exhaust cam and the intake cam. This is off of a 1FZ-FE 80 series Land Cruiser, but this also applies to the 3RZ and anything that's along the Toyota engine. How do you know which one is intake and exhaust? So the intake one always have a single gear. This is a one solid gear right here, and then the exhaust, it's always split. It has two splits, and obviously you can see where your cam bolts, your sprocket, this bolts right here. And then when you have it to top dead center, it's really hard to show you guys when the vehicle is intact or the engine's intact. But when you have it top dead center, you line it, you line your crank to 0 degree, and then on the back of your cams, you can see it clearly right here. There's two dots. They have to mesh up like that. So if they weren't meshed up or whatever the case is, let's say if it's one tooth off or whatever the case might be, let's say if it's like that, then that means whoever installed it wrong, and you probably have some engine noise or engine malfunction. But it needs to line up like this. So when you install these back into your head, they have to go like that. And that's what it looks like. And then also there's two dots right here. You can see those two dots right here. You guys can see it right there. Those line, when you're at top dead center, your dots right here will line together, and then those two dots that's on the side, they line right to the cylinder head, to the edge of the cylinder head. So you can't really see it, but it's right there. Hard to see. But the other thing I want to talk about is when you're removing your exhaust cam, you have to put a service bolt, because these two gears right here on your exhaust, they need to line up properly. So when I took the exhaust cam out, they weren't lined up properly. But it's crazy because I didn't hear any noise. But when I was doing this on my 3RZ, it wasn't lined up, and you can, when the engine was starting, it ticks a lot. It sounds like the valve tips was out. So on the exhaust cam, before you remove this out of the head, you have to put a service bolt into the hole. So this hole right here is supposed to go through. Let's see if I can show you guys. No, it's this one here, yeah. So this hole right here, supposed to go through this hole right here. So right here is a threaded hole. That's a threaded hole. And you're supposed to have a service bolt, and the bolt size is the M6. It's the same size as your valve cover bolts. And when I took it out, it was already like this. So that means this gear wasn't properly lined up when they installed it. But if that's the case, no big deal. When you have it out like this, you can still rotate this gear clockwise and then put a bolt in, and I'll show you guys that here shortly. On the exhaust cam, there's a section where you can put a vice grip or some kind of plier to hold it. You don't want to clamp it anywhere around these cam lobes. So we're going to take a vice grip and clamp it right here so that we can spin this gear and this cam won't spin along the way. And you don't need it to bite hard, just enough for it to that it doesn't spin. So you see that? So now we have it like this. We're gonna spin the first rain gear clockwise. And the way you do that is you just have to use, I'm gonna use the towel to get some grip. And then I took a valve cover bolt. This bolt is actually too long. You wanna get a bolt that's about 20 mil in length, but the thread size is the same size, M6 by 1. But you want to use the one that's a bit smaller. I'm just going to use this for now, and then I'll go ahead and find my service bolt. So our threaded hole is right here, and again, we want to thread it from the front. So right now, our sub gear, which is the one that's on the outside, it's about one tooth off. So in order to do this, it's better to have like two person. It's really hard. I did this on the 3RZ last time, and it wasn't that hard. It was like, so the gear will rotate one back easily, but that's not the way we want to go. We want to go forward. We got to go 1 tooth forward clockwise. Ugh. So it's better to do it if I have two-person, because I can get it halfway in there. Yeah, so let's see here. So right about there. See, so right there is where somebody needs to shove a screw in there. Ugh. So I might have to get another extra hand to do that, because I got it. It's really under tension. So that's what we got to do. So let me try to see if I can do it one more time. There's a special tool for this. So what I'm doing is I'm using this right here to push the sprocket, but the sprocket's at an angle, so it's slipping and stuff. So I might have to go like this. Okay, there it is right there. Ooh. Whew. Almost got it. I almost got it. I think I got like two threads in there. So, and this vice grip over here that we put on there, it's helping to make it not spin. So we gotta go at an angle here. So I'm gonna go from this angle. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but I think it's already in there. Okay, so it looks like I got the bolt inside, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and slowly thread it in. Yep, it's in there. It's going in nice and smooth. Yep, so just like that. You can see here, it's nicely in there. So if you're removing your cams and you forgot the service bolt, don't panic. You can always get the sub gear lined up, back up. It's not a big issue. The main thing is that you want to make sure that it's lined up when you install it, because if you don't do that right, and once you install it, you might hear a lot of valve tick, or it might sound like it's valve ticks, but it's actually this sub gear. And the way this sub gear works is it's supposed to like compensate for the backlash or something along that line. So there we have it. The service bolt is nicely in there, not cross thread or anything like that. And you do want to get a smaller service bolt, because the reason is when you're installing this, you might have to spin you're gonna have to spin your camshaft, and this might not clear. This might not clear like the sprocket and stuff. So I'm gonna go buy a shorter one, and then I'm gonna use like a C clamp to tighten this so it doesn't slip back out. Or if it does slip back out, then we'll just use the same method again. But I wanted to show you guys how it's done. And now you can take off the vice grip. And you always want to make sure you wrap your cam when you're doing service to it. You don't want to damage any of the service flow. So that's what it should look like. Sub gears line up, and then comes out through that hole that we showed you. So that's what it looks like, guys, right there. And it's crazy because when it was like this, or when the gear was not lined up, my engine was still really quiet. So once I get this installed, I'm gonna see if there's any difference in the engine noise and stuff. So hopefully you guys find this video helpful. If you guys got any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Talk to you guys next time.